Hello, welcome to another episode of James Plays Nuclear Throne. So, we're not going to do the daily first. We're going to do a warm-up first. And we're going to random. Chicken, okay. Don't see why not. With our bee skin. I don't think we've played with chicken since we've had the bee skin. So it's nice to check that out. So if we do really well on this run, then we'll just have done really well on this run. If we don't, if we die early, then we'll do the daily next with chicken. The golden wrench is definitely, if I was gonna, a golden wrench for any character. What I'm trying to say is, the English language is difficult. No, the golden wrench is better for chicken than it is for any other character. Without saying if the golden wrench is good or not, I'm not making a comment on its goodness, but to choose any character to take the golden wrench as, chicken is the most logical choice because it's more of a direct upgrade to its original weapon. The chicken sword. And I think like fish, you can get a super version of the chicken sword. Like fish gets the guitar when you loop. So chicken gets the black sword, I think, when you loop. I feel like I've done it before, but I can't remember. It's been a while. I rarely play chicken, except for the bee skin, of course. And in that we did not really loop. I don't know if you consider hard mode looping, but it was not a loop in the traditional sense. And we definitely did not use chicken to unlock hard mode. I can't remember what character we did use to unlock hard mode. Either way, that is still our best run, looping twice. We definitely did not make it far in the loop, but I've done runs that have gotten more kills than that, I think. I did a daily once where I got Crown of Blood and went for a few levels before I ran out of ammo and ranked 50-something. That's my best catalog run so far. But I'm definitely better now than I was then. That run at that point was a bit of a kind of a surprise to me. It was like, oh wow, I did really, really well. Since then, that was months ago, I've gotten better at the game. Despite, I don't know if I'd say I'm playing it less. I'm playing other things a lot more. I don't know if, probably playing Nuclear Throne a little bit less. Again, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But with the deluge of other games that I've had in my catalog recently on my radar to be playing, it's definitely, I think it's gone down a bit. But, once we've been doing a lot of unturned lately. Once we kind of get off that kick, then we'll be back to a lot more Nuclear Throne. Currently, as it is, I'm not doing much outside of the episodes, and it'll probably stay that way for a bit, but also streams will happen soon at some point. I'll announce them. The Wednesday stream is probably going to become a somewhat regular thing. Probably not with Nuclear Throne every time, but with me every time. The other guys, Hastrick and the gang, may not be I'll take it. May not be fully available every Wednesday, but I definitely plan to make that a thing. Alright, Bloodlust is an easy pick. We still haven't used either of Chicken's abilities. Okay, I would have really liked to have had that SMG. That would have helped us a lot in that situation. The Golden Wrench has outlived its welcome, I think. We're not overly concerned with trying to get the whole... Okay, that's... There we go. Get a bit of HP back. And kill that goddamn sniper. I think the only time I ever actually take damage on the big dog fight is when there's a sniper on the other side of him. Like, holy, most annoying thing. Gonna keep the golden wrench for now, seeing as the shovel is not gonna do too much for us, considering we're mostly going to be using the melee weapon to deflect. I'm tempted to keep the golden wrench to... Okay, I really need to get reaccustomed to the reload time on this, because I'm expecting it to be... Like, I'll run in and be like, why isn't my gun shooting? Oh yeah, I fired it like a second ago, and it's still reloading. I'm tempted to see if I can take the golden wrench all the way, but I'm not going to hesitate to pick up a good weapon if I come across it. I'm just not going to trade it out for a mediocre weapon. Yeah, definitely not going to pick up a regular wrench. Thanks, game. Appreciate the effort, but I can kill these guys in 2 hits. Now, granted, I have scarier face, but I mean, it's possible that the wrench is still going to be useful. I'll just have to be really cognizant to try not to lean on it at all in this next level, because it will come back and bite me. If I can just play it, well, if I can hit the enemies. If I can play it careful, so that the reload time doesn't become a huge issue. See, that was a dangerous situation, because if he had been a little more accurate, I would have been completely boned. Oh sure, just walk into the shot, why don't we? I can always throw it. Worst comes to worst. Like, is it worst comes to worst, or worst comes to worst? Or Super Slugger will take. There's no question about that. Not a doubt in my mind. Now I'm a believer. The Super Slugger is definitely one of my favorite weapons in this entire game. And yeah, no, there's no contest here. It's just too good. Okay, I guess we're going to a crown vault, or fighting the IDPD, one way or the other. That's a grenade. That almost killed me. Going in the portal. Okay. So thank you to Strong Spirits that saved me from that grenade. That I don't. It feels like it exploded prematurely. I saw him throw it, but I'm not quite sure what happened. Also, I guess we may not be doing the daily today. You know, we'll take Crown of Haste, because we have Plutonium Hunger. Whenever I have Plutonium Hunger, I take Crown of Haste. Alright, this is not a good place to fight Little Hunter in, but our weapon isn't bad for it. If I can just get a couple of hits on him, and by a couple I mean a few. I think the IDPD just killed that guy. Alright. I think one more shot. Oh! Did not realize he was there. Come on! Don't get hit by those. Don't get hit by that. Oh, and I'm... Come on! No. No, wait, we gotta... Daily time. That was just the warm-up. Just the warm-up. I was fully planning for that to be the warm-up the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, Chicken Sword, functionally very similar to the wrench weapon we were using before. Now, instead of doing the daily first, we're doing the daily, and we're already in prime Nuclear Throne. Don't mind that. Nuclear Throne playing condition. We are, like, the ace in the hole. Is that the correct usage of that term? Ace in the... We're good to go. We're good to fucking go here. Rabbit Paw, yeah. I know that's kind of breaking my meta of taking weapon-based mutations early on, but Rabbit Paw is just... I don't take it enough. I feel like, the pop gun always gets a bit of a bad rap, but it's not... I used to really think it was kind of like a disc gun tier weapon. But I picked it up once, kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this weapon. Psh, yeah. And I was like, hey, this is actually pretty effective. Like beyond the desert, it's not super amazing. But on the desert here, it's really, it works just fine. And even onwards, it's workable as a weapon. Ammo is obviously a concern, but when is it not? And with that, I just hand wave the main legitimate problem with that weapon, but... Okay, again, I know you're supposed to take the weapon mutation first, but shotgun shoulder is not going to happen. So we're going to take extra feet, because I didn't like... I don't like recycle gland at all. And I don't particularly like sharp teeth either. So based on my vague feelings, that's how we're going to base this run. That was redundant. Based on my... That's how we're going to base the run. You know what? It's redundant and I don't care. I'm redundant and I'm proud. I'm redundant and I'm proud. Alright, let's see what we've got going on. A little behind on the mutations, but you know what? You gotta, sometimes life just deals you a hand of all lemons, and you gotta make your way without the help of life, because all he's giving you is lemons. You just gotta figure your shit out on your own, like a real grown up. Unless you're like a younger person, in which case definitely find someone to blame for your predicament. Because I can't imagine a single situation where like a little kid, maybe not a little kid, I don't mean to disparage my viewers here, but like a person who is clearly, let's say, 14 and under. Like a person who's 14 and under has a problem like, oh, I don't have enough food to eat. No one's going to be like, well, you should have thought of that before you did the thing that put you in that situation. No, there's not a single situation where someone's going to blame them for that problem. You know? Like, oh, I'm being, robbed at gunpoint. Well, you should have thought of that before you went to the getting robbed at, before you moved to the city where people get robbed at gunpoint. They really have no agency or control over the situation. Now, if it's like I failed that math test, then I can see why someone might be a little, a little more disparaging, being, well, you should have thought of that before you didn't study. Like, that's a bit of a reasonable response, I'd say. Seeker pistol, do we want it? I guess. I mean, we don't want it, but we'll take it. Okay, where's this last guy? The main problem with Seeker pistol is if the bolts came out of the gun straight, it would not be an issue. But they don't. They come out quite wide. So they tend to not hit things that are enemies. That being said, jackhammer, not what I was going to say until I saw that. That being said, it is a fairly high damage weapon. So we're just going to do that. Also, the jackhammer, so we basically can't lose. And as soon as I've said that, I regretted it. But, you know what? I'm old enough where my problems are my own. Should have thought of that before you said it. That's what you're all thinking right now. Okay, well that actually worked pretty well. We're going to pick this up and just do this. And then we're going to pick this up again. Because that was fun. Like that scene in Futurama where they're on a planet and they have to... it's the Star Trek themed episode. Where they're on a planet and they're being forced to like do this like Hunger Games thing. And one person's like, hey, we could use these like, this sticks and string to make a bow. Or, the other person's like, hey, or we could sharpen these sticks into spears. And then Bender comes out and he's like, or we could use these machine guns I found. And then, like, fires both of them until they run out of ammo. And he's like, ah, that was fun. That's kind of the way I was thinking there. Are we going to pick up the Splinter pistol? I'd say it's a better weapon. Oh, hang on a sec. I just got... Oh, my fingers really hurt. I don't know why. Probably cancer. That's what WebMD is going to tell me anyways. Like, yeah, why do my fingers hurt slightly? Well, that's the thoracic cancer. You have 3 weeks. I apologize to anyone who is watching this video who actually suffers from thoracic cancer, if that is a real thing. I do not mean to, in any way, disrespect the struggle that you have faced. Is this a mimic? No. Okay. Don't stand next to them when they explode is probably a thing I should do. Oh, I'm really torn because I'm kind of enjoying this Seeker pistol all of a sudden. And the damage output isn't as good as the Splinter pistol, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll stick with it. I'm not sure. Is this? We'll have to look at the level. I always forget on the Frozen City if we've 5-2. Okay, so we're not fighting Lil Hunter next. Isn't the jackhammer just beautiful? It's not even like, this isn't even its best working environment, really. And it's still performing marvelously. I just love it so much. It's such a good weapon. And anyone who disagrees can respectfully are entitled, you know, be entitled to their opinions. Okay, that is too many snow tanks. Okay, that is less snow tanks, but still too many. I mean, any amount of hostile war machines equipped with fast-firing machine guns and occasionally missiles is probably too many. Like, one of those would be too many in my life. However, many of them is more so too many than one of them would have been. Okay, so we're sticking with this loadout on the Little Hunter fight. Yes. And we may just kill him with the jackhammer. Okay. Remember how I said occasionally shoots missiles? Yeah, so we're just not going to go up to that side of the area for a little while. I really like how I used that car explosion against him. Oh, I can't hit him. I was hoping I could just hit him from behind that wall. Alright. The one thing is we've really got to be careful about them throwing grenades. Got him. Don't explode next to me, and we're good. I mean, we're not really good in the grand sense of things. We're still, like, one guy trying to survive a horrible post-apocalyptic setting with huge numbers of monsters and creatures and robots all trying to kill us. As well as an organized force that can travel through dimensions and is dead set on destroying us. Okay, we're just going to pick this up and do that. Do that. Now, do I keep the heavy slugger? And I think my definitive answer is maybe. We're not sucked into the portal. Okay, what are we fighting next? We're fighting Palace and Labs. Labs primarily. Obviously not going to take the assault rifle. Seeker pistol. No, we're going to keep this because we can fight the big guys with it. The big, you know, muscly, crystal-looking guys. And then everything else with the jackhammer, which has long enough range to keep us safe of the exploding guys. And of course, as soon as I've said that entire plan, it will not go like that at all. Or maybe it will. Maybe I'll get lucky, and what I plan to do will actually happen. Long arm. Oh, okay, or maybe not. Long arms is paying dividends here. The problem will be when we run out of ammo, but for now, we're okay. Oh, and that was the floor. Okay, so we got lucky with a relatively easy labs, and we're going on to the palace. Heavy Slugger has a range problem. Kind kind of like the guy in Airplane has a drinking problem. Ooh. No, we're gonna take Euphoria. Because Trigger figures, if it was earlier in the game and our weapons were less certain, then I definitely would. Okay. Come on, health kit, health kit. Health kit, health kit. Oh, yes, a health kit. Oh, come on. Come on, I was doing so well. Oh, I was like, hey, we're alive. Nope, fuck you. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to have done more, but that's about as much as I can expect from my performance with Chicken, a character that we don't use it very much at all. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time or next week at Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the live stream. So with that, see you next time.